What's going on, Internet? Welcome back to another incredible episode of Nerdlocker, a place for you and a nerd. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Jasmine.
And this is episode 70.
And we've got topics like Prometheus, Avengers, and Steven's favorite Pokemon.
Let's get to it. All right, well, with the Avengers fast approaching, it looks like the actors have really come out and started talking about their roles.
Yeah, actually we got a bunch of news of some interviews that they did. First one being Robert Downey Jr. kind of saying it's pretty incredible that this whole movie is being made, that when it was first announced, Avengers is such an ambitious project that it really didn't seem like it was going to take off.
I never thought it would
I didn't think
take
so
off.
either. If we were to believe everyone at that moment in time, we would also have a Justice League movie right now.
I mean, that was in the
hasn't
works,
happened.
and that never...
We still haven't gotten a Flash movie, and that was announced when Green Lantern was announced.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of cool that Marvel's taking this great approach and running with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that, you know, like you said, didn't think it would happen, but I guess they do a really good job of spreading it evenly. Everybody gets their time to shine.
Yeah.
Except Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner did say he basically sits on a roof.
No. They talked to some other actors, Jeremy Renner being one of them. He said that Hawkeye is more of the sniper guy. He's that covert dude, comes in, does the job, does what he needs to do, and he's out of there.
So
he's
you
not
don't have
around
to see too much of Hawkeye in the Avengers
You
movie.
see what you need to see
Yeah,
of Hawkeye,
but
okay?
the real power punching goes to Iron Man and Captain America.
Anyway, same thing was said pretty much by Scarlett Johansson, that she's very introverted. She's the Black Widow. She's going to betray the team probably in this movie.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know if they're going to go the ultimate route.
Maybe not this movie, but it seems like they're doing the ultimate route.
With Hawkeye, with Jeremy Renner saying that about Hawkeye, it feels much more ultimate.
Very ultimate-like. And all the movies have really felt like the ultimate.
But see,
if you've read it, you know what the Black Widow does.
When the Black Widow thing happens, it's very dark, and that looks way too dark to take in an Avengers movie.
Avengers 2, dog.
I don't know, man.
I think Avengers 2 will just take it, like, it'll be the Empire Strikes Back of Avengers, in the true sense, where it'll be really dark, and then once the third one comes out, it'll be
They'll be dancing with little bears.
They'll be dancing with little versions of, I don't know, Savage Land people or something.
Well, we're excited about the Avengers movies.
So excited.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
Mole Men people, that's who they dance with.
That's
they dance with
it,
little mole men people, and they don't know what they're doing, so they're just flailing.
Well, they can't, if they're out in the sun, they just...
Yeah, whatever. We'll see. Hey there, guys. So we got a little bit of Pokemon news for you.
Yeah, we do.
In terms of sequels, it looks like they're going a different bit of a direction like they used to. Instead of mashing up the games like everyone thought Pokemon Gray was going to be coming out.
Yeah.
That was going to be black and white, mashed up, and all the best parts put together. Instead, they're doing direct sequels of Black and White, and it's going to be Pokemon Black 2 and Pokemon White 2.
Yeah, and new mysterious Pokemon approaches. Even cooler thing, though, is it looks like they might be changing up the breeding.
What?
It seems as if instead of just breeding new Pokemon, you're going to actually fuse the species when you breed, which is completely different.
Yeah, it kind of opens up the possibilities big time, because before all you had to do was the same Pokemon. If you got a Ditto, you can do that, and that's it. Now you can actually fuse them together and maybe make a new Pokemon. Maybe, I mean, they probably have a ton of possibilities already there for you, but really, this kind of does leave it open infinitely.
Yeah, it really does. There's a bit of controversy because they didn't release it for the 3DS. Instead, it's going to be for DS, which everybody thought it was going to go for 3DS to help boost the sales. Personally, I think it's a good idea because Pokemon's a game that everyone wants to play, everyone has a DS, and everyone should get the chance to play it.
Exactly, and even if you do have a 3DS, you can still play the game. It's just you can't play it in 3D. And
exactly.
They'll probably do another Pokemon game in 3D anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But what kind of Pokemon do you guys want to create, and what kind of types would you think would go together? Let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
All right, community fans, if you've been watching the show, you know that Abed's new obsession, or new TV show that he's all over, is Inspector Spacetime, a sort of ripoff of Doctor Who with his current popularity and everything. Well, it looks like Inspector Spacetime is actually getting closer to being a real web show.
Now, not to be confused with anything that's being produced by NBC, though.
No.
It is a completely fan-made web series, and right now they have a Kickstarter page going to get the funds to make this show happen. I honestly would love to see it, but not by fans. I really do think it should be.
I'd like it to be an official NBC web series, you know?
Yeah, and my biggest complaint, though, is they've started even throwing out names, saying that Steve Carell is a past Doctor and stuff like that.
I kind of think that's cool a little bit, because you're taking something that has no history. You have one reference of it from Community, like a 15-second clip, and then you're giving it this past history. But if this were, like, the whole thing is if this were NBC approved, I could see all this happening. I could see you getting Steve Carell to shoot a scene for Inspector Spacetime. But yeah, if you're not going to do this officially, I mean, A for effort. I'm not going to knock somebody for trying this. This is really cool, but me personally would like to see the genuine, well thought out.
On the subject of NBC's approval, they have actually said they're not involved at all, and I really do think at the end of the day, they would probably blow the whistle on this because it has too many similarities
to Doctor Who, and you don't want, NBC doesn't want to start ripping that off.
Yeah, even if they're not involved, that's still their property, that they're making, they're making fun of it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Tell us what you guys think in the comments below.
As we previously reported on, there is a reboot in the works for the Vacation movie franchise, and this time it's going to be from Rusty's point of view.
And it's going to be written by the Horrible Bosses writers, one of which is John Francis Daley, who I love as an actor, and he personally reminds me a little bit of Ethan Embry, who played Rusty in the Vegas Vacation movie. So I can't help but wonder if maybe, in addition to the possibility of directing, he might star as Rusty. But I have to ask, if there's more than one, is Rusty going to be replaced in every movie?
I think it's really up in the air because it's been so long, which is why I'm excited because these movies came out when I was pretty young, so I'm really stoked to see like a rebooted version of it. Plus, Horrible Bosses was perfect. It was just straight genius. So anything this team touches, I'm all for.
The only thing that I think this movie needs to make it perfect, though, is at least a cameo of Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, and, Randy Quaid has nothing better to do. So he's got to come back as Eddie and cause some problems.
Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Hey there, guys. So we got a little news on Prometheus. I don't know if you guys are excited about this, but this supposed Aliens prequel is kind of gotten a little attention from Ridley Scott in the Hungarian press. Gave a little more info on it, saying that Guy Pearce's character he's playing Peter Weyland, who, if you're familiar with Aliens lore, that's one of the names of the corporation that owns the ship that sends out, Ripley and all that stuff. So that's who he is, and that's supposed to be the only connection.
Which I call complete bullshit. After seeing the trailer for Prometheus, there are so many references to Alien.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing, I'm looking like, I'm not expecting to see the aliens in this movie.
No.
But it's the same universe to me. It's the same story. It's the story before. That's
what
the
it
way
feels like.
I'm seeing this.
Totally.
But to kind of back that up, we have a viral video out now of Guy Pearce as Peter Weyland basically speaking to a very large crowd of people.
Very, very large crowd.
And,
it's like one of those Tony Stark conferences from Iron Man.
Exactly,
A huge World's Fair.
But this one's much more pretentious.
Much more pretentious.
But it's cool. It actually was a really deep video for what
really
it
great
was.
speech. It was like, whoa, I clapped and everything.
Kind of gives you the origin of Prometheus, the whole Greek god, and how it came to be.
He's not a Greek god. He stole fire from the gods. Blah blah blah. You know.
But it's kind of cool because it breaks it down and kind of gives you a whole different feel for the movie Prometheus now.
A little bit, because it's very mysterious in terms of what he's referencing. It's kind of like, okay, why is he bringing up Prometheus? Why does he talk about it for so long? One interesting point, they haven't said that we're going to see aliens. They said they're going to see new monsters. Well, if this is a prequel, wouldn't it technically be new monsters to us?
Yeah.
If we see the aliens in general?
Yeah. Well, the cool thing that we were talking about this, because we're really big alien fans around
we like
here.
talking about aliens.
Jim brought up a really good point that
he did.
What
he does a lot, and so it's not an exception.
Actually, Jim's pretty good at this. What if they create this alien? Because in this speech that Guy Pearce does, he basically says, we are now the gods. We're at the point in technology where we can create
whatever
robots. Like he's like, in a couple of years, they'll be fully functional. You won't tell the difference between human and android.
AKA Blade Runner.
Yeah. But what if this movie leads up to them creating that whole thing you see in Alien? You know? With the space jockey, with everything
all
else.
the clues are there for this movie to make sense. It's just a matter of finding out once we see it. I can't wait to see this movie. I'm so excited.
It's like, you know,
this is like the only movie besides like Batman and the Avengers.
I'm excited to see Batman and the Avengers, but this one I want to see because it's like this giant mystery of what's...
so much mystery.
I know what I'm getting into with those two movies.
Like, what if we created the Xenomorphs?
This would be
what
nuts.
came before them? Oh my God.
I'm completely stoked on this movie.
Same here.
But
let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
So we've got some exciting news for Doctor Who and Sherlock fans.
British tabloids are circulating a rumor that Benedict Cumberbatch has been cast as the next Master in Doctor Who.
It seems entirely plausible because it's going to be corresponding with the 50th anniversary of the show. We all know that the Master is a really popular character among fans, as well as Benedict Cumberbatch himself. He's grown a lot in popularity recently.
If you don't know, he was just recently cast opposite of Spock in Star Trek II. Not to mention, he's got a role in the Hobbit movie.
We all know that Stephen Moffat loves working with him, obviously, but we have to remember that he likes to mess with his fans.
True, so take it with a grain of salt. But either way, tell us what you think of the whole subject in the comments below.
David Morrissey has been cast as the governor for Season 3's villain in The Walking Dead.
If you are not familiar with David Morrissey, he played in one episode of Doctor Who as the supposed doctor. That is the only thing I know him from.
I know him from nothing, so...
I personally am a little bit bothered by this. I don't think he looks like he could play the governor.
No, especially if you've read the comic, the governor is such a just slime ball, and you really have to try hard to be that creepy of a guy. So I'm afraid to see how this goes.
And one major thing about this casting that it clarifies is that they're not going to be bringing Merle back as the governor. I think that they're going to bring him back. But
that's definitely what I thought.
Yeah, I think a few people thought that. Me personally, I would love to see Tom Savini as the governor.
I agree. That will be perfect.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below.
Hey there, nerds. Jasmine here with my pick of the week. It is Bubble Bobble, which sort of spawned off to the Bust a Move sort of franchise, and you have Bubble Bobble Neo on Xbox Live Arcade, so definitely check it out in one of the many factions you totally can.
Hey guys, Brandon here with my pick this week, and it is Batman the Animated Series. I'm kind of doing a little run through of all the Batman television shows and movies leading up to July, because yeah, I'm that stoked on it, and I'm just about finished with this animated series, and I just forgot how much I loved it. If you guys have never seen this, you really need to.
Hey there guys, Cubby here with my pick this week. It is the show Life's Too Short on HBO. It's actually Warwick Davis' show. It's similar to Curb Your Enthusiasm in terms it follows him around. It's like a documentary show, but being that it's written and created by Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais, who did Extras and The Office and all that other good British humor stuff, it's really messed up, and he gets himself into a ton of crazy situations. He's trying to restart his career, and all he has really to go on is Star Wars and Willow, and no one really remembers him from any of those. So check it out. It's really funny, especially if you're a Star Wars fan or if you're just a nerd in general. Awesome, awesome show.
So this week I got to play around with Google TV, a system that I've been meaning to get to for quite a while. I have to say that I really enjoyed everything about it, and I even enjoyed it over my own PS3 experience. I'm going to make it my pick this week.
Hey there, nerds. Steven here with my pick of the week. It's going to be Tim Schafer and Double Fine's new Kickstarter for their adventure game. If you haven't heard about this, it's this crazy thing where they wanted to make an adventure game. No publishers really backed them, so they went to Kickstarter saying, we're going to do a documentary and a game. 400,000 is what we need. First day, 1 million. First week, 2 million. People want this game, and this just shows that if you really go to your fans will trust you, and their fans did. They're very occult phenomenon kind of games developers, and it's so good to see their followers back them up. If you haven't seen it, at least go check out the Kickstarter, watch the videos, read what they say, because it's exciting even if you're not going to back it. But you should really back it, because this is a great project.
Hey guys, this is Haley, and I am currently in pre-production for a short that I'm going to be starting in a couple of days. And all this work that I've been putting into it has made me nostalgic about my first short film that I made a year ago. And I'm pretty proud of it. It's called Poor Man's Gold. It's up on Vimeo, so I think you should check it out.
All right, that's going to do it for episode 70, but until next week, be sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as nerdlocker.com for all your nerdy news. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Brandon, and you guys have a nerdy week.